Even after you know the answers, you must have had the experience of going blank in examinations and vivas and practicals at least once. If you haven't, you have my praise. One of the reasons as to why this happens is what we are going to discuss about today. But before that, let us talk about Hellboy. Hellboy was a very thoroughly thought out movie with very interesting characters. One of which is this fish like thing named Abraham Abe Sapien. And apart from the obviously eye catching appearance, the makers portrayed him as a being displaying genius level intelligence, and his intelligence is credited to his unique frontal lobe. The same frontal lobe in humans is what makes us cognitively superior than other species because the size of frontal lobe in us along with apes is comparatively more than other species. It is the part that controls important cognitive skills such as judgment, memory, language, emotional expressions, and above all, its direct involvement in problem solving. As important as this part is, it is also more susceptible to brain injury. So, in case of any type of mishappening with frontal lobe, one will face several issues, out of which not being able to assess the immediate environment and the inability to process a problem is what makes us blank. Dr. Alan Watkins, a neurologist by profession, explains that when someone experiences extreme pressure and stress, high level of cortisol, the stress hormone is pumped and the person experiences what is called as frontal lobe shutdown. And just think what might follow if that happens. For that moment, one is not at his peak. He is not the bright, brilliant personality he is supposed to be. So, in the face of adversities such as an examination, you experience stress, pressure, there is a surge of cortisol in the body leading to the shutdown of the frontal lobe, eventually making you blank. But you then come back to your senses. This necessarily happens when a person calms down when some time has passed after you see the question paper. And this is what Dr. Watkins suggests. In order to avoid the frontal lobe shutdown and lose your brilliance, you gotta stay cool, you gotta stay calm and collected, and if that is not possible because of the anxiety, then good for you. You only need to maintain a regular, coherent heart pattern by altering your breathing. Doctor tells us that one can perform optimally even when he's calm, displaying slower heart rate, or even when someone is passionately excited and shows higher heart rate. It all comes down to having a regular heartbeat. So just breathe smoothly and in a rhythmic fashion to maintain a regular heartbeat, and evidently according to doctor, avoid facing the frontal lobe shutdown under pressure, gaining an advantage and retaining your brilliance. So do one goddamn thing for yourself and take control over the way you breathe. That's the minimum you can do, and you can also help me avoiding a frontal lobe shutdown with a like, share and a subscribe.